everybody, and welcome to the Cook's Lawn Care 140 here at the beautiful Iowa Speedway track, modeled after the beautiful Richmond, as it's going to be a little bit different here, but you're going to see these drivers getting very intense here through the track all night, as turns 3 and 4 is your disaster zone, it seems like here, kind of like Richmond at this Iowa Speedway. So we're going to see a lot of race cars out here with their runs. We got the open setups here of the full throttle cars, and it's going to be exciting race here. About 2 minutes left in qualifying. I am Josh Kiwis. Alongside of me, Chris the Kiwis up here in the booth tonight for the Cook's Lawn Care 140. As we've got 140 laps, to get it done here tonight. And right now, through qualifying, Bradley Wilson has set himself on the pole. Josh Abbey second, with David Salter in third. So save that for a moment, because it looks like everybody has kind of gotten their qualifying runs in, besides Bryant Seaborn, Patrick Ginter, James Morgan, and Shane Weldon. Other than that, we are just waiting for these drivers to qualify and waiting for the drivers to get gridded up here in just a moment. But other than that, I think it's going to be a great night here from the beautiful Iowa Speedway. Chris, I know this is one of your favorite tracks. Exciting track here at Iowa. The night to go here from the full throttle guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights where everybody is gonna be on the edge of their seats. You know, a lot of drivers gonna have to worry about that brake pedal, have to get into the brakes a lot. So gonna have to figure out how those drivers are gonna get through the corner, and how everything's gonna go, because you know this track can give you hell when it comes to the tires. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get how the green flags start out. You know, if we're going to have a green flag run or anything like that, because right now it looks like nobody is sitting on track. We've got about 45 seconds left in qualifying. Also notice my trading panes are not updating, so I'm going to be working on that, so just letting everybody know. But good to have everybody out here at the Cook's Lawn Care 140 by NCA 11 Dig. Gonna go ahead and hop on board here with the race info. Just gonna go ahead and pull that up here. As right now we're sitting at the Iowa Speedway. The track length is about 9/10 of a mile, so not a full mile, but still a short track. At its finest, it's gonna be a track temperature of 79 degrees with a outside temperature of 77 degrees, 57% humidity, partly cloudy, with only 2-mile-an-hour wind. So not a lot of wind going on here tonight.
And as you say that, Chris, it looks like we have our field getting ready to grid up here. As we are getting our drivers gridded up, we're going to get you ready as the Full Throttle Series, brought to you by NC811 Dig. Going to go live here with the Cook's Lawn Care 140 in just a moment, as we've got a couple of drivers left to grid up. We'll see a great race, no doubt, throughout tonight. Open setups, short track of Iowa. It's bound, to be a good race here tonight. As we'll go ahead and get rolling through your qualifying grid here. Is not gridded up yet, but sitting on the pole position tonight will be that 51, Bradley Wilson, the G unit. Going to try to get himself back into winning ways again this season and pick up another victory on that already nice little season he's got going for himself. That 51 going to pick up another pole position this season. Then sitting on his outside lane tonight will be that number 5 machine. It's going to be Josh Abbey lining up P2 here tonight. David Salter going to be lining up P3 with Jimmy Green in P4. Go through the field here. We're going to have Josh Carver in P5 with Robbie Bice in P6. Stan Mayberry going to be lining up in P7 with Ed DeBauer in that P8 position. Casey Collenbach going to be P9 with Chad Hitchcock in P10. Then we're going to go Austin Rhodes in P11. Colin Forrester in that P12 spot. Then Clayton Kincart going to be in 13th with Brian Hubel in that 14th spot. Matthew Fitz going to be lining up 15th with Michael Zuber in that 16th position. Brian Chu going to line up 17th with that 18th position going to James Morgan. Patrick Ginter going to be lining up P19 with Bryant Seaborn in that 20th position. Shane Weldon Sr. 21st, and rounding out your field here tonight will be that 48 of William Brown. And James Morgan just absolutely got himself, I think he backed out at the last moment and then put it back into his pit stall. No, it's like he went back to his pits to maybe change his setup. And yeah, now he's having to start from pit road.
Skip's not showing up here tonight. Not sure what's going on with the trading paints on that. Looks like we're rolling around. We're gonna go around one more time. So pace lights are out, but we're gonna go around one more time.
Yeah, I do apologize about those skins loading up. We'll get them fixed here. Trading paint sometimes just likes to goof around. We'll get it wrapped up though here, no pun intended, before we get going to the green flag. As the Iris pace car going to bring these boys into turns 1 and 2 here, drive them down the back straightaway. They're going to have one more time to get those belt tights, get ready to go, and up on that steering wheel, get set as you're going to see those tires, warming those tires up. It'll be a fun night here, beating and banging, fly jobs all over the place. It's going to be one of those races that you're going to see the aggressiveness come out early. Iowa, one of those tracks that brings it out in you very, very quickly. As that 51 of Bradley Wilson is going to bring the field to green here. The 2 Dodge Chargers, 51 and the 5.
Yeah, it's the 51.
Did you re-download the trade?
Flag is out here at the first one here. Looks like Bradley Wilson gets out to a good chunk. Josh Abbey actually had to looks like he's falling back just a little bit. David Salter falling back just a little bit.
I do apologize about that screaming your guys here. I hit my mute button for definitely for iRacing, and don't know why I thought that was the keyboard for my Discord, and then screamed to Chris about trading paints. Do apologize about that. As the 51 gonna get out into the lead here early, as Bradley Wilson gonna start to oh, we got a car in the wall. 28 of Robbie Bice. Whoa, we got trouble around. 48 AJ Green gonna save it. Who was that got into that inside wall though? That's William Brown. I don't know. My bad. Excuse me. Wrong name.
Looks like Robbie Bice crashed. Back in see actually what happened here with that.
Whoa, he got loose. He just got loose.
Yeah, you see him get loose, try to get it settled up, and the car just snapped back right. See everybody get around, but then a couple of cars, looks like maybe we did have
some extracurricular activity between William Brown and I can't tell who else that was. Oh, the 98, Shane Weldon Sr. See him getting out of the gas in the 98, just boom.
Wow, I see a lot of cars popping in and out. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that.
Well, here under the first caution of the night, Robbie Bites going to get loose in turn number 1. Spin it up into the wall on the entrance of turn 2. You're going to see that 48 of William Brown. He's going to get a little bit of contact with Shane Weldon Sr. Extracurricular activity. I'm pretty sure that ended Shane Weldon's night if he took. I didn't see. We'll see some drivers come down pit road here early. Take some damage repair. Robbie Bice, William Brown, and Shane Weldon Sr. Looks like William Brown on his way out of pit road. Brian Chu and James Morgan did come down pit road as well that last time. Looks like they took full stops, 40 seconds.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on with the paints. I've updated trading paints about 4 times now, so not really sure what's going on. Yeah, see Bradley Wilson just stuck in that stock 51. Like I said, trying to work with it. Just reformatted my computer, so probably a couple of issues going on, but still looking into it. So just give me a second and I'll work with it. So I figured it out. I didn't have hide custom numbers on, so I gotta have it pulling up here in just a second. Yeah, I did figure it out. Like I said, have a new INI file in here, so just trying to get it all situated and everything. Everything should start loading here in just a second. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna go ahead and get it get everybody followed back up 2 by 2. As you saw Robbie Vice go around there, collect that 48 of William Brown. Looks like he had a little bit of a mess up there as well whenever he was coming into the straightaway, into the backstretch. Like I said, Iowa is one of those tracks that you have to be very, very careful in it, because you can get really loose really fast coming out of these corners. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys, how they handle this track, especially Bradley Wilson having 5 wins on the season. Going to be one of those things if Bradley Wilson can make it a 6 this week.
There's early caution here of the night. That's coming to lap number 6 here. Pace car going to take that left turn. Bradley Wilson, Josh Abbey going to re-rack the field and bring him back to green as Bradley Wilson, Abbey, off to a great restart themselves both, as it looks like that 51 is going to just get the better of him, go to that inside lane. Here comes the 5, as hopefully Trading Paint's starting to work for you guys now on the stream. Do apologize again about that. As you see that 88 machine of David Salter move himself up into third. Josh Carver sitting in fourth with Jimmy Green. Early attention in that 23 car as he's moving his way through the field right on that back bumper of that Rev Esports teammate, that 3 of Josh Carver, as you see that Wolfpack 88 of David Salter rolling the outside lane. As whoa, big snap from the 3, as you see really bumpy in turn number 1 and 2 at Iowa. As you see that 82 of Ed Bauer now peeking to the 68 of Stan Mayberry. But we got another caution out here at lap number 8.
Yeah, one of those drivers that I'm looking out for this week, Josh, is that 23 of Jimmy Green. He did win the truck championship this Thursday, so shout out to that 23 Rev Esports machine for taking home that truck championship.
As we're under caution here, we'll get on board and see what happened that brought out the caution on the track. Excuse me. Ooh, and yeah, I heard Fitz just say, "Sorry about that, boys. I just went." Looks like we see a little bit of blink right there.
Yeah, you see him collect the 14 of Brian Seaborn as well. So we'll go on board here with Brian Seaborn, watch it from his point of view. It looks like you just saw a lot of looseness there from that 12 machine. And you see him blink right there, and then you see him get into that 14. Doesn't look like he collects anybody else though. So 14 just gonna have a little bit of damage there on that rear end. It looks like Robbie Bice, Brian Seaborn, Shane Weldon Sr., and Matthew Fitz all coming down pit lane right now. So yes, it looks like Trading Paints has finally got itself sorted out, figured it out, didn't have hot card numbers clicked, so got it situated, and now we're back here. But just want to give a shout out to that Facebook and that YouTube chat. Good to have everybody here tonight. As it looks like we're gonna have an interesting night here. We've already had Robbie Bice go around here at lap number 2, and you saw that little bit of contact there between that 14 and that 2 of Matthew Fitz. So a lot of controversy, not controversy, excuse me, a lot of incidents going on here in the beginning. But that is one of those things that come with this track at Iowa. The banking is very weird. You have to get on the brakes at the right time. So it's just going to be one of those things. Drivers going to have to settle down and get into a rhythm.
Very big rhythm here at Iowa. Interesting to see how these drivers' cars, we know the open setups are going to be interesting to see who's got what kind of cars, see if we got any long run, short run pace, see who's going to be going where in this race. It's going to be interesting. 11 laps in right now. We're under our second caution of the night, but I'm sure we're going to get into a rhythm here soon. These boys are going to be clicking off laps back to back to back. As you see that 68-1 main financial of Stan Mayberry currently sitting in 7th. See that good bench 82 of Ed Bauer, and that 9 of Colin Forrester. He's up 4 spots early, as that 9 machine looking to make up positions. That 88 of David Salter right there with Josh Carver on his outside. So we've got a lot of the original names that you expect to see up here in the front. It seems like as we're getting more and more into the season, we're starting to see these guys get more and more settled in with these next gen cars, really come to grasp with those setups.
Yeah, as right now it looks like the person that's moved the furthest.
Bradley Wilson, did he just pit? Or did he just go to the bottom of the track?
I think he just went to the... No, he came down pit lane. Oh no, he's riding the bottom of the track. That
Oh, the Legends Oval.
yeah,
Yeah.
the you can run that lane. That used to aggravate me whenever I used to do that in official races. You see about 15 or 16 people just drive down there up against the wall. You're like, where'd they go? But Bradley Wilson just having a little bit of fun here at Iowa. That is one of those things you can do here under caution. So hey, you know, it's one of those things that hey, if the admins allow it, then hey, why not?
Just out there having a little bit of fun.
Ah, look at that pit cone. Somebody got a pit cone.
It was Casey, wasn't it?
Was that 84 Casey Collenbach? Hey man, we're calling you out. You're a cone murderer. As the pace car should be diving off here in just a moment.
As it's going to be the 51 and the 5 doing what they do best, bringing us back to the green. As a good jump from that Chandler Shide 51. As that Bradley Wilson machine gonna get down into turn number 1 here. As it looks like with this downforce or arrow setup, it looks like his wing sticker not really working as well, but still a slick race car. As you see Salter roll the inside lane here. That is that 3 of Josh Carver to the outside, who is gonna get a really good drive through on corner exit. It looks like it's gonna be that 88 of David Salter pulling up behind and in between those 2 Rev Esports teammates. Rev Motorsports teammates, excuse me, as you're going to see that 23 of Jimmy Green pull up to that back bumper. Maybe here the 88 of David Salter, but it looks like Salter now starting to work on this 3 of Carver. As if you want to get back to the field a little bit here, you see that 9 of Colin Forster sitting in 6, Ed DeBauer. They're racing pretty hard right there for that 6th and 7th position. As Ed DeBauer at the line, going to roll 6, but he's going to get that rolling at the outside lane. You really got to get it down here if you want to beat to success. Is that 68 of Stan Mayberry going to get to the inside here of that 82 of Ed DeBauer? You see that 19 as well. Brian Hubel, he's up 5 positions, sitting in 9th. He's slowly picking up some pace here as he's going to get a big drive into that middle lane. That 22 of Chad Hitchcock. Rounding out your top 10 here. That's where he started. That's where he's going to stay right now. As you look behind Chad Hitchcock, you see all those guys. Look at the 12 of Austin Rhodes car. It's got the boobies on the side for breast cancer awareness. You got the 43 of James Morgan, he's sitting in 12th, up 6 spots. Looks like he's got some early damage, though. As the 84 of Casey Collenbach, we're going to have to get him protested for cone murder. He is currently sitting in 13th. But go back up here, battle for that 3rd position. Salter to the inside lane here at lap number 17.
Yeah, you see David Salter moving on the inside. That Wolfpack machine doing a good job on the inside of that 3 machine. But you see Josh Carver, he's riding a little wide. So that's going to open up the door for the 88. He's going to be able to drive up in there, but he's not going to have enough to push through because he's going to have to get out of the gas just a little bit. That's going to open up the door for Jimmy Green, your Full Throttle Truck Series champion. Going to move himself up into that 4th position in front of David Salter. Right now, it looks like Colin Forster also starting to fall in line just a little bit, starting to catch that 88 machine. So we'll see if Colin Forster has anything to add to that mix here in not too long. But going up front here again, Bradley Wilson still in a commanding lead, out almost a full second on that 5 machine to Josh Abbey. So Josh Abbey and that Shenandoah Shine 5 machine doing a good job holding on to that 2nd place, currently sitting where he started. Josh Carver moved his way up 2 positions. As you see, he got around David Salter, and he's in front of that 23 of Jimmy Green. So Jimmy Green also moving his way up, actually sitting in his starting spot originally now as well.
It was
as right now you see that 23 riding on the back bumper of that 3 machine. He's doing his best to hang on to that 4th spot, but David Salter, he's also hanging on to that 5th spot right now. He's lost a couple of spots. Moved back just a little bit as you see the 9 machine of Colin Forster taking the high lane. I was wondering how long it was going to take for these drivers to start getting into the high lane, because I do know that the high lane is it is the more preferred lane if you know how to drive it. It's a little slower, but it can get you around the track, and your tires will thank you for it. As also going into turn 1, watch for the drivers. There is a really weird bump going into turn 1. That's something you want to watch out for as well. that we didn't touch early on. As you see the 82 of Ed Bauer getting a little checked up there in the top lane, having to slow up that 19 of Brian Hubel just a little bit. They're going to go back up here. As you see right now, having a little bit of a battle. Looks like Ed Bauer going to take that outside lane. So the 43 going to move on the inside, take over that position. James Morgan up to 8th. He's up 10 spots right now.
Yeah, James Morgan doing a very well executed pass there. Another one of those Shannon LaShawn cars is that 43 of James Morgan. Currently sitting in 9th out of all those guys. He was maybe one of the only cars that really hasn't had the much success out of the Shannon LaShawn racing boys. I mean, really it seems like, it's been all Josh Abbey or Bradley Wilson. James Morgan early in the season had a lot of speed, and he still shows a lot of speed in a lot of these races early on. It just seems like he hasn't been there in the finishes. I'm really hoping that 43 can show us something different here tonight. Him and Clayton Kincart. We know Clayton's had a handful of top 5 finishes. 3 wide here, but it looks like he's going to go to the inside of the one main financial of Stan Mayberry. That 43's palms are getting hot. He hears us talking about him. That's actually for money, and his palms are itchy. It's your ears are hot. They're talking about you. But that 43 of James Morgan slide job, the 6-minute crossover, and he's going to hit him. 43 going to save it.
Oh, looks like a little bit of net code there. I didn't really see a bump from that 68 of Stan Mayberry, but we'll have to go back and actually see if we can see what happened there. Like I said, it looked like just a little bit of...
Chris, all I'm saying, though, that 43 just did the Jaws music through the driver chat. So, uh-oh. If you're that 43 spotter, you might be telling him, hey, bud, that might be a little bit of net code. We'll see, though. That 43 is closing in fast, baby. Oh, big drive into James Morgan's hot. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see
Shades
right
of
now.
Kyle Busch, Ron Hornaday right here.
Yeah, you see that 43. He is on a tear right now. Whoa, he's going to dive it down to the inside. Let's see if he just says, I'm going to let bygones be bygones and go ahead and pass that 68 as it looks like he's going to go up. Get on the door. Get on the door. They are banging down the front stretch. Looks like that 43 is going to take the inside lane.
Ooh. Oh, my gosh, man.
As that
he just used it up, baby.
Yeah, as that was just... As my camera just absolutely failed. I do apologize about that. As you see right here, that bump. There was one bump. There's actually 2 bumps there from that 43. So he told, he made sure that 68 machine was like, hey, man, I did not like that move. But right now, we're going on board here. We're going to go back up here with Jimmy Green. Looks like he's moved himself up to that 3rd spot. Josh Abbey still sitting in that 2nd spot, but Bradley Wilson got a 2-second gap on Josh Abbey. So right now, it looks like that Shenandoah Shine 51 machine doing a good job holding on to that lead. Josh Abbey not doing a bad job holding on to that 2nd spot though. He's got that 51 machine in his sights, so he can't count him out right now. But Jimmy Green, looks like he's starting to catch that 5 machine.
Drivers as well, finding a lot of speed, man. Those rev guys really starting to get the setups tuned, going the right way in this latter half of the season. But really, those Shannon LaShawn racing guys seem to be on the money. As you see Clayton Kincart now, we were just talking about him, already starting to work his way up, now into 9th place past that Hubel machine. He's also maybe going to get that 82 Goodwrench, that Bass Pro Shops machine of Ed Bauer here. It looks like that 19 going to give him a little bit of a battle right here. Is that 77 of Clayton Kincart running the lowest of his Shannon LaShawn teammates in that 9th spot. Chris, that's got to be good to say if you're one of those Shannon LaShawn racing guys. As your lowest position on the track out of your team is 9th spot with 4 drivers.
Josh, I just want to point out something, though. Look at who has started, who just went on a tear after that little bit of net code. The 43 of James Morgan has moved himself up 14 positions. He has already passed that 3 and that 88. He is on a tear right now through the field.
You can see that front fender damage he took after he made some contact with that Mayberry machine. Chris, we were talking about it. Iowa's modeled after Richmond, built by the, is it Rusty owns this track, right?
I think what it was is Rusty built it
helped like remodel,
it,
right?
Yeah, he helped design the track for.
Yeah, horrible at the history of some tracks in Iowa. One of those tracks I do not really know much about.
Yeah,
I just know Rusty had a say in it, man. So it's got some short track, history to it. Just with, the guys that helped create it. Whoa! 68 now. He's getting hairy out there. 77 to Kincart saying, hey, I'm just going to try to do what my Channel Shine Racing teammates are doing. Get me some position, too.
Yeah, as you see that 77 machine, he is trying to get around that 3 machine of Josh Carver. Looks like he's going to go ahead and clear it. You see the 88 of David Salter. He is washing up really wide to the top of the track. Top of the track is not somewhere you really want to be at Iowa. It looks like the 3 machine might have got into the wall just a little bit back there. That's going to open up the door for the 77 to Clayton Kincard. He's going to make it on the inside. Looks like he's trying to take that. Oh, it looks like he was going to make it 3 wide there for just a split second, but he didn't. Going to go ahead and get that 88 machine around, or excuse me, that 77 machine going to go ahead and get around that 88 machine. But it looks like right now, this is the closest battle for position. You got the 82 there of Ed DeBauer on the inside of Stan Mayberry. It looks like that 82 looks like he was going to check out of it, but he's going to take that inside lane. See if he can make it stick on that 68. We've got a lap car up in front of him. I want to say that is the 18 of Brian Chew.
98 of Shane Weldon.
98 of Shane Weldon, excuse me. It's right now. 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. He's going to go up to the track. Go up to the top of the track. Everybody's going to get around him. You see the 77 having to wiggle there just a little bit. Everybody going to get around that 98 machine. Unfortunate for that 98 machine having damage early on. As you see the 3 machine getting on the back bumper. David Salter's going to send him up into. Well, we might have a wreck here.
He's on the apron. 38's going to let him back on. But man, that just got hairy. Whoa, we are getting very, very wishy-washy here, Chris. Coming to lap 40. 100 to go here in a couple laps. These guys are starting to want tires here soon. They've been racing here in the back of the pack.
Yeah, I do know that if you get, whoa, you see the 19 leaning all over that 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. Right now, it looks like everybody's kind of got it singled out and fouled out now. Right now, we're going to go back up here with that 77 of Clayton Kincard.
82 almost in the wall.
Yeah, 82's up into the wall. That's going to open up the door for the 68 of Stan Mayberry. And up, looks like he's not going to be able to make that pass, but Clayton Kincard going to use that momentum, go ahead and roll through the corner. You see the 68 doing a good job holding that inside lane, getting a little loose there. That 82 holding that top lane very well, though.
First, second, well now first, third, fourth, and fifth, all held by the Shannon LaShine Racing guys. So if you're a Shannon LaShine Racing fan, you are loving what you're seeing. But right now, that 23 of Jimmy Green going to get to the inside here of Josh Abbey. As it looks like Abby's setup, fan, or maybe not even setup, just equipment starting to fall off a little. Look at the 43 to the inside. 3 wide into 1. Jimmy's going to back out of it as the 5 with a big drive into the outside lane. Whoa, wiggle there from Jimmy Green. He got those left tires over the apron. As you see a battle here going on between Morgan, Abby as the 2 teammates going to take it 2 wide. As you see Jimmy Green just kind of got a front row seat for these 2 teammates battling it out. The Dodge Chargers really charging through the field and just, making this race their stomping grounds. They're saying, hey, if you want a shot at this race, you got to beat one of us. And it's going to be hard to get to the end and, really be past 4 drivers. It's hard racing 1 fast driver for the lead. Dang, it's even harder when you got to race 4.
Yeah, riding on board here with that 38 811 dig machine. See Patrick Ginter moving his way up through the field. Up 11 spots right now. But, Josh, I want to go back up here up front and look at who is in second place. That 43 machine of James Morgan had that little bit of incident go on with that 68 of Stan Mayberry. And he said, you know what, I'm done driving like this. And he's just taken off.
Yeah, they found something in that 43 machine, man. It's working. 16 spots. The 43 used up a little bit of his short track racing early, but he's going to get more advantage or more opportunity to go out there. And, this is just track position, man. When they do go to the caution now, he has gained so much track position in this first run. I'm sure he doesn't care how these tires look when he gets down pit road. He went up 16 spots, started 18th, sitting second. James Morgan, that 43 machine. I was talking about him early, having speed early in the season, not really coming through the latter half of this season so far. It looks like here at the midway point, lap 12 or race 12, 43 machine. He's wanting to get up there and pick up a win here tonight.
Yeah, as we're going to go back here through the field, it looks like that 12 machine, Austin Rhodes, he's battling it out with that 19 of Brian Hubel, and you see the 84 there. The 84 of Casey Collenbach also falling in line in front of that 19. It looks like the 12 going to go ahead and take over that position. So the 19 going to lose 2 positions right there. But you see Josh Carver, one of those drivers that was up in the front, down 7 positions now. Maybe that that tire, the little bit of tire issues that that he's having, you know, they were saying, look about 50 laps in, that's when you're going to start seeing drivers, you know, whether or not they whoa, we got a wreck up in the front stretch.
Didn't call out his car. Didn't call out the. I don't think he was able to call it out because people were talking over driver chat. So that 19 might have. Man, that's unfortunate for Hubble.
As I don't have a marker, gonna have to rewind it here. Like Josh said, might have just had an issue where could not call out that he was coming down pit lane. You see the 68 of Stan Mayberry down on pit lane already. Yeah, you see that, oh, just right into the back of him, the 96. Just nowhere to go, right into the back of him. Right now, Bradley Wilson out to a 4-second gap behind James Morgan. James Morgan still doing a good job moving his way up through the field. Looks like Jimmy Green, Ed DeBauer. Looks like the Rev Esports guy is going to go ahead and pull down pit lane. You see Josh Carver also pulling down pit lane. Stan Mayberry came down a little early than everybody else, so maybe just a little bit of pit strategy from him as well. Matthew Fitz, Sparkle Unicorn coming down right now in that 2 machine. Robbie Bice also down. Looks like David Salter also down. Colin Forrester. It's coming down. So right now we're seeing those pit stops happening here at lap 50. See Bradley Wilson still out in the lead. Got a 3.5-second gap between him and that 43 of James Morgan. So James Morgan is still catching that that 51 of Bradley Wilson. James Morgan has he had about a 5.5-6 second gap on him. He is now down to a 3.5 seconds. It looks like the 77 of Clayton Kincart coming down. 38 machine of Patrick Ginter also coming down. Josh Abbey in that 5 machine. Looks like he missed pit lane. Oh no, that 5 machine missed pit lane.
It's going to be a lot of time miss for the 5.
Yeah, it probably would have been better to just get up back on the track and go around. That could have, you could get lucky there. He could have got a black flag for backing up on the track. But you see the 51 of Bradley Wilson coming down pit lane. 43 of James Morgan coming down pit lane. That just shows you that that 5 machine just really hurt his chance, or not hurt his chances, but really hurt himself there. And he's got the leader right on his back bumper. So Casey Collenbach going to assume the lead here in that 84 machine. You see David Salter coming down on the inside lane. Looks, oh, I thought that was turn 3 and 4. Thought maybe he was trying to go down pit lanes. 84 going to go ahead and get around. So Casey Collenbach going to still cruise around on that top lane. So right now, William Brown in that 48 machine going to assume the 2nd place position. Chad Hitchcock and Michael Zuver are all out. Bradley Wilson, Austin Rhodes, James Morgan, Bright Seaborn all coming out of pit lane right now. So a lot of your drivers coming out of pit lane. So Casey Collenbach should be coming down here before too long. All right, and as the green flag pit stops have commenced, we've got Casey Collenbach pulling out into the lead. We've got William Brown, who pit at lap 3, still out on those set of tires. He was involved in a wreck earlier on. Chad Hitchcock still has not come down pit lane either. Neither has Michael Zuver. So a couple of drivers still out on older tires. So once they come down and cycle out, Bradley Wilson will assume the lead here. But at lap 54 of 140, we're going to go ahead and step away for just 1 second. Going to go to a 811 dig side by side. So just stick with us for just a second, and we'll be right back.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
All right, and welcome back from that commercial break from 811 Dig. Call before you dig. Just want to give a big shout out to them. Also to Cook's Lawn Care, who sponsored the race here tonight. So Cook's Lawn Care 140 here at Iowa. Also a big shout out to Major Setup Shop for coming on board and being a part of the league. So shout out to all of those guys. We're going back on here with Bradley Wilson. Looks like he's in second place. That 48 of William Brown doing a good job holding on to that lead in that 48 Ally machine, but he is going to have to surrender it before too long. He is currently sitting on almost roughly about 60 lap tires. And we do know that these tires can blow out at about 50 or 60 laps. So if you do see him just dive down or wreck, then you will know what happens with that 48 machine. But right now, William Brown about 4.5 seconds away from him. And you got Jimmy Green, who is about 8 seconds behind him as well. So Jimmy Green still trying to catch back up. But these pit cycles have kind of gotten everybody cycled back around. As it looks like Shane Weldon Sr. going to go ahead and bring it down pit lane as well. Also want to say Stan Mayberry has been down pit lane for about 6.5 minutes, so maybe that 68 machine went ahead and took it to the hauler. No, he had a little bit of damage there, but Clayton Kincart, that 77 machine, looks like he is charging up through the field as well, and he's got that 43 machine to James Morgan all over his back bumper. So James Morgan currently sitting in that 5th spot, doing a good job up 13 spots. So that rounds out your top 5, but we're going to go through your field a little bit further. We've got Josh Carver currently sitting in that 6th spot with Patrick Ginter right on his back bumper. So that 38 machine looks like he's about to start making a move on that 3 machine, but right behind him is that breast cancer awareness number 12 of Austin Rhodes. Just want to give a big shout out for him. I do love every time I see a breast cancer awareness banner or paint job or anything. Did lose a friend back when I was in high school to breast cancer, so it's one of those things that that one hits a little different with me, so I do appreciate that 12 machine. But back behind him is that 9 machine of Colin Forrester. Not having a really good run here tonight. We do know that 9 machine's kind of had one of those bad luck streaks here in the it's just been, whoa, as you see Brian Seaborn getting into the 5 of Josh Abbey, as Josh Abbey's trying to hang on to that little bit of mess up, as you saw him as you see the 51 going around Josh Abbey. So Josh Abbey going a lap down. That was something that I was talking about earlier on. Whenever he missed that pit stop, that would hurt him and put him a lap down. But right now, Bryant Seaborn going about to go a lap down as well. So that 51 machine starting to catch everyone right now.
Chris, if you're the 5 of Josh Abbey, you're thinking, man, I'm behind Bradley. But oh wait, I'm a lap down now. So you got to really, it's just a sour taste in your mouth if you're that 5 of Josh Abbey, missing your pit road. He still has the opportunity to bounce back from this. An early caution here, and if he gets himself as a lucky dog, he'd have to pass Colin Forrester, at the moment, which he is doing battle with. So we'll see if he stays, if he's able to get himself in the lucky dog. Almost a little bit of contact there. 5's still not out of it yet, man.
Yeah, the 5 machine to Josh Abbey, he's still in this race. He's got to battle it out with that 9 machine. But we do know Colin Forrester, he is one of those drivers that is really good on the track. Anything that he gets behind, he can drive it. So, it's not one of those things that he can't. He just, like we said, has not had a very good string of luck here the last couple of races. But right now, it looks like Stan Mayberry in that 68 machine going ahead and pulling out of pit lane. Looks like he sat down on the pits for about 9 minutes. So having a lot of optional repairs. They're probably required repairs to get back out. Might have got into the wall and been a tie rod or something, having to come down, or whatever the next gen cars have on it. I don't know the suspension.
Sure, tie rod.
I'm sure it is a tie rod, but don't know the suspension. Don't know the suspension setup on everything, so haven't really looked at it. But yeah, right now it looks like William Brown is about 6.5 seconds off from that 51 machine. So William Brown's got a little bit of room to make up, and then right behind him is 5.5 seconds back is that 23 of Jimmy Green. But look at that, the 77 of Clayton Kincart and the 43 of James Morgan on a really fast run coming up on the inside. Looks like the 77 machine going to take that inside lane, but the 43 is going to take that high lane. Let's see which one works out for him. We do know that high lane is
Jimmy Green in the bumps.
Yeah, Jimmy Green's up in the bumps in turn 1 and 2, so he's going to slow up a little bit. That's going to open up the door for the 77 of Clayton Kincart. Now the 43 of James Morgan. Looks like he's going to make it and pass for that fourth place. So Jimmy Green going to fall back to that 5th spot. So maybe a little bit of tire wear going on for that 23 machine.
I think as Jimmy Green has had a very fast car all race, and it looks like now starting to lose a little bit of that pace. You see the 77, the 43. Maybe some adjustments on pit road that time that we might not have known about. These are open setups, so they're allowed to take wedge, anything there, want to adjust, tire pressures, just your normal adjustments here. So, or I say wedge like it's not a next gen car. So you said something about suspension. I say something about completely wrong about it. So yeah, so used to wedge, you know what I mean? Just trying to loosen the cars up, maybe some adjustments down pit road we didn't know about. And, it looks like right now, Clayton Kincart, we were talking about him earlier, how he hasn't had much success as his teammates have all season. Still been a fast car, that 77. It's good to see him rolling in third ahead of James Morgan, who was on a spirited run earlier. And look at William Brown, Chris, up 20 spots, sitting in that second place, who still has not pitted.
Yeah, the 48 machine still has not come down pit lane, so still on those older tires. Like we were saying, this is going to be one of those things you have to watch. All of a sudden, that 48 machine might just get out of control. You might see him wreck. That means that that front tire has let go. If you see him just take off towards the wall, we'll know what happened. But looks like it's starting to come back. That 88 of David Salter is not on the lead lap, so he is not battling for position. But right now, we've only got 8 drivers on the lead lap. Right now, it looks like let's pull up the tower on the side. You see, right now we've only got 8 drivers on the lead lap. Josh Carver is the last, 18 seconds behind that 51 of Bradley Wilson. So, Bradley Wilson doing what he does best, coming out here and showing us that he knows how to drive whatever car on whatever track on whatever day it is.
We're at Iowa. It's Sunday, and we're in the next shift cars. Sounds like you didn't know, so I just wanted to inform you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Bradley Wilson, man, yeah, he is just doing an excellent job. I mean, 12 seconds up, 10 seconds up, 11 seconds up. I'm all over the place with my timings, but, he's doing a good job as Clayton Kincart now starting to roll. You see that 43 and that 77 battling, but everybody's going to have their shot now at William Brown. He has not pitted since lap number 3, and I want to say that was only for fuel to top off, because it was only a 1 second pit time. So that 48 rolling on original tires from this race, 77 lap old tires. He's got to come down pit road eventually, right?
Yeah, like we were saying, I was hearing from a couple of drivers early on when I joined in the race. On the driver chat, I heard them talking about tires. That was whenever I joined up, was talking to Robbie. He was telling me, hey, about, watch for drivers that decide to stay out on the green flag runs. They could, you could blow your tires at about lap 50, about 50 laps in. So for that 48 to be on 73 old, lap tires, 74 lap old tires. Actually, no, he's on 80 lap old tires. He has not come down and changed tires this entire time. So he is on 80 lap tires, or going to 80 lap tires right now. So that 48 machine has that 43 of James Morgan going to make a pass on him. I just saw a lot of cars just squeezing up into the picture there. The 43 going to go ahead and get around the 48 of William Brown. So maybe a little bit of tire issues for that 48. As I say that, he's up in the wall. William Brown looks like maybe had that tire let go from him. So the 48 looks like he got a little loose, got up into the wall. We'll actually go back and see what happened with that 48 of William Brown as going into turns 3 and 4. That's turns 2. See him come down the back stretch. It's going to be coming into the front straightaway. See if anything happens here with that. No. I don't know what it's actually showing me right now. It looks like it was just showing me what he was doing right now. Not sure what happened. It did not show the replay, so
Confusing.
Yeah, do apologize about that. Don't know what happened. So maybe that 48 machine just had a tire let go.
Looked like he made a little bit of contact with the 77 of Kincart.
Oh, okay. So maybe a little bit of incidental contact there from that 77 to Clayton Kincart and that 48 to William Brown. Got him a little mixed up. Going to send that 48 up in the wall. But hey, he needed to come down pit lane right now. Look at that. Jimmy Green looks like he's going to be going for the undercut. 23 coming down pit lane right now.
He's going to stop early, but that's not going to cover him in the long run here. As they looks like they're pitting what every 50 now. Now they pitted in 30. Last pit stop for Jimmy was probably around, let's say, 48ish, 50ish. They pitted around most of the Wolfpack. I mean, not Wolfpack guys. Rev Esports guys pitted around lap 48. So I'm assuming Jimmy pitted around lap 48. So now we're starting to see slow, shorter stops, Chris. He wants that those fresh tires now to try to gain a little bit of track position. We'll see if these guys up front, though, stay out just a little bit longer, try to extend it to just a one more stop race.
Yeah, looking like Clayton Kincart up 10 spots. He is trying to catch that 43 of James Morgan. He's got him up in his sights, but that 77 machine just looks like he can't get it underneath him, as he's about a second and a half back from that 43 machine. So see if he can start catching back up with him and reel him in. But right now, we've got Patrick Ginter, who's doing a good job up 15 spots as well. Austin Rhodes up 6 spots. Looks like he's battling with one of his teammates. 22 there, Chad Hitchcock. Looks like maybe the 12 got a little loose coming out of turn 4. Looks like he's going to get it gathered underneath him. That 12 machine going to ride that inside lane right up against the yellow line. Looks like right now this is your closest battle. Excuse me, the 22 is not is a lap down, so that 22 machine is also a lap down as well. David Salter coming down pit lane. So right now that 51 machine of Bradley Wilson looking like he is out to a 10-second gap behind that 43 of James Morgan. So James Morgan falling back just a little bit more. Was about 8 seconds, about 5 laps ago. Looks like he's fallen off about 2 seconds in that last couple of laps. So James Morgan doing a really good job though, moving himself up 16 positions. He has just, after that little bit of incident with the 68 of Stan Mayberry, he just took off and left. And before you knew it, that 16 machine was up here in that second spot. So James Morgan doing a really damn good job up here in that second spot. Clayton Kincart trying to catch up to him. Now he's got a 2-second gap between him and that 43 machine. So that 77 falling off just a little bit, about 2/10 every lap. So maybe Clayton Kincart having a little bit of tire issues here. We do know everybody's going to be coming down pit lane soon. Maybe everybody start getting those laps back from being a lap down. But Patrick Ginter, he is about 2 3/4 seconds from that 77 machine. So he is still in this race. See, he's got that 3 machine of Josh Carver. Oh, sorry, excuse me. That is the 2 of Matthew Fitz, excuse me, in front of him. Matthew Fitz, I want to say, is not battling for position?
He's not.
Yeah, he is currently not battling for position. So that 38 machine going to go ahead and get around him. Going to go back here to that 12 machine. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to get around that 22 of Chad Hitchcock. Looks like he's going to make it. That 22 just going to go ahead and check up. Looks like he got a little loose there coming out of turn 4. So maybe having a little bit of driving, a little bit of tire issues from that 22 of Chad Hitchcock.
Pit road.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson coming down pit lane.
77 to Clayton Kincart. James Morgan going to stay out, assume the lead.
Yeah, so here at lap 91, 43 of James Morgan going to stay out and assume the lead. He is, whoa, Josh Abbey crashed. Whoa! And the 22 of Chad Hitchcock just came out like a bullet. Woo! Whoa, and the 98 getting into him. What is going on right now? As we're going to have to rewind this. I don't know what just happened. As you see, it looks like Josh Abbey went around on his own accord. Didn't have any help or anything. Yeah, you see that 5 getting really loose. Looks like he collected it there, but it looks like going into turn 1, he might have hit the... Yeah, there's a bump right there that if you catch it, it will get you. Oh, you see him getting into that wall really hard. And all of a sudden... Oh, just a big hit there from that 22. We're going to go back and watch it from that 22. Cameras are not working right now. We're going to go back here. On board with that 22 of Chad Hitchcock. You see him get up at the wall. Looks like he's trying to stop, but oh, just one of those things where it looks like he was trying to stop, but just couldn't get it woed up. His car up in the top lane. You see him get into it, and then you see Shane Weldon get into it. That's
Going around you, I guess. That's
yeah, that's not good for Abby indeed. She saw as you saw the 22 come barreling in there. But everybody's going to come down pit lane earlier before Bradley Wilson did come down pit lane, but it looks like maybe had a speeding penalty having to come back down again.
He's having to wait for somebody to pass before he can come down pit road, I'm pretty sure.
There you go. You see Bradley Wilson getting picked back up there. That was a very interesting turn of events there for that 5 machine of Josh Abbey. Looks like just trying to get it slowed up there. Didn't work, and then all of a sudden, there come the 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. and said, "Hey, Abbey, I'm here too." All right, at lap 95 of 140, we got James Morgan sitting out in the lead. It's like maybe, yeah, it looks like Bradley Wilson back in that 8th spot. So maybe he was down pit lane for 1 minute and 6 seconds. So could have had a 45-second speeding penalty or a 20. I know they do weird numbers sometimes. 26. They do weird numbers sometimes, Josh. 26, 28 seconds. That's really weird sometimes. So, yeah, you see that 7 machine, or that 7 machine, that 51 machine in that 7th place might have had a little bit of an issue. Had a speeding penalty, had to come down pit lane and stop. But right now, everybody is getting around. It looks like we're gonna have a couple of cars get their laps back. As James Morgan going to assume the lead here at lap 96. He's going to be on that inside lane. See the 84 of Casey Collenbach murdering cones again. As right now, we've got James Morgan, Patrick Ginter on the outside of him. See that 12 machine Austin Rhodes on the inside with Josh Carver on the outside of him. 84 Casey Collenbach on the inside lane in 5th, and then Brian Seaboard back there in the 6th spot. So right now we've got a lot of drivers that are ready to get going, and I'm ready to see what happens here. This is gonna be a good start.
43 off to a great restart here. That Shine 43 of James Morgan going to get rolling as that 12 of Austin Rhodes going to be to the inside. Patrick Ginter, that 38 machine. You got Josh Carver up here. So a lot of names up in the top 5 that we have not seen throughout the field early besides Carver and that 43 so far. But that 12 Austin Rhodes, all the guys executing on pit road well. Looks like that 3 of Josh Carver, though, knows he's got the leader right there in front of him, has some short run speed, that 3. We'll see if he tries to get past these two guys and try to get himself up there in this race for the lead, or if James Morgan is just going to find a comfortable rhythm and get himself going here.
Yeah, as it looks like James Morgan's got himself to almost a second gap already in the just in the first couple of laps around. You see Patrick Ginter got around that 12th Boston Road, so going to go ahead and assume that second place position again. But Josh Carver's moved himself up into that third spot, so he is looking to get up here and mix it up with these boys. Right behind him, Austin Rhodes is falling back to that fourth spot. Behind Josh Carver, and then Brian Seaborn, that 14 machine driver we haven't really had a lot of time to talk about. Looks like he is right now currently the only Toyota out on the track. So the lone Toyota 14 is out here all by himself. Bryant Chew looks like maybe he had an incident early on in the race and got taken out in that 18 machine sitting. It looks like Bradley Wilson down pit lane again. So unfortunate turn of events for that 51 Shenandoah Shine. Bradley Wilson looks like he's got trouble having to come down pit lane one more time. Maybe coming down, taking a splash of fuel. Not really sure what's going on with that 51. We'll see if we can find something out here in a minute.
Pretty sure it's probably a penalty.
Yeah, you see that 51 machine sitting in his pit stall right now. Doesn't look like he's taking any work. So yeah, like you said, probably a penalty of some sort. But we're going to go back on board here with that 43 James Morgan. Got out to about a second and a 10th gap between him and Josh Carver. So starting to pull away. You see Josh Carver getting around that 38 of Patrick Ginter. So Patrick Ginter falling back to that third spot. Austin Rhodes still looking at that still looking up there, trying to figure something out. Ed DeBauer is behind him, but he is currently a lap down, not fighting for position. So that 82 machine just out here trying to get his lap back right now. As it looks like Bradley Wilson come back out on the pit. So he was down pit lane for 58 seconds. So yeah, it looks like
right on the wall. William Brown got into the wall a little bit.
Oh, you see William Brown getting into the wall just a little bit right now. We're going on board here with William Brown. Looks like he has got it straightened out and everything. But right now, Jimmy Green currently battling it out with that 84 Casey Collenbeck. You see the 68 there, Stan Mayberry. He is a couple of laps down, so he is not battling for position. And then you got the 88 there behind him of David Salter. He is currently your lucky dog, I want to say. No, Robbie Bice is the lucky dog right now out on track. So it looks like Bradley Wilson crashed. 51 machine into the pit lane, coming out of pit turn 2. Maybe got a little sideways. Maybe he had a little bit of help. We'll see what happened with that. Just really loose there going into turn 1. See him coming out of turn 2. It's still loose. It just did not want to hook up.
You're just chasing her up the track at that point. That's one of those, you think you got it saved, get back in the gas. Then you think you got it saved again, get back in the gas. The next thing you know, you're in the wall, and man, that 51 going from a penalty, going to wrecking, all after he has been dominant all race. That's unfortunate for that 51 of Bradley Wilson. A little bit of contact to that outside wall. We'll see if he can recover from this, but it looks like right now that 51 machine's night pretty much over.
Yeah, Josh, that's one of those things that I don't really want to hear you say, because we've seen Bradley Wilson take beats, take bangs. He's wrecked 3 times, come back and win. It's one of those things. You never count out that 51 machine. But hey, with all the penalties and everything that's stacked against him right now, maybe it could have already put the nail in that coffin, as it looks like Matthew Fitz, Brian Seaborn, William Brown, David Salter, Chad Hitchcock, and Josh Abbey all down pit lane right now. So that should put that 28 of Robbie Bice back on the lead lap in that 811 dig Ford Mustang. So Robbie Bice getting that lap back. Going to go ahead and pass all of those guys in the pits right now. So he is going to be currently sitting in the 9th spot.
Get his lap back and gain some spots off of it.
Yeah, gonna go. I see old Dan Gallant in the Facebook chat. He said, "Let's go CGE Shenandoah Shine Boys." Hey, good to have you in the Facebook chat there, Dan. All right, and as we're at lap 107 of 140, going to go ahead and go to another 811 dig side-by-side. So I'm going to have a word from our sponsor here from 811 Dig, so don't go anywhere.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
So the pace lights are out here at lap 109. Just want to give a big shout out to that 811 dig. Call before you dig. Really appreciate them coming on board. But right now, I want to go ahead and give a little bit of information from what I've heard. Bradley Wilson said that he was going 37 miles an hour down pit lane in a 40 mile an hour pit lane. And it told him that he was speeding, so that gave him the black flag. And now his car won't go back in first gear. So something is going on with iRacing.
Either way, pace lights are going to be off. We're going to get back to green here as that pace car going to take the left turn. At 43, going to hit the restart zone. Green flag is out. James Morgan off to an excellent restart as the 3 of Josh Carver. He is going to be clear by about a country mile into turn 1. That 43 of James Morgan looking to pick up where he left off. Get out here and try to lead this race, pick up another win.
Yeah, James Morgan getting out to a very demanding lead there. Looks like Josh Carver falling in behind him, but look at that. Colin Forster back in the mix. It looks like we're about to go 3 wide. 77 to Clayton Kincart. Looks like he was trying to peek up there in between that 9 and that 8. It looks like maybe
3 wide again. 77, 3 wide.
David Salter just went off track, came back on track. I did see somebody go down in the grass. It looks like that 9 machine getting around that 77 to Clayton Kincart. But Clayton Kincart battling on the inside. Look at that, Bradley Wilson on that back bumper of that 9 of Colin Forster. Like we said, don't count out that 51G unit. He is one of those drivers that I expect to be back up here and battling in contention if we have a couple more cautions, because he is one of those drivers that is really fast out here tonight. We're going to go back up here on board with that 3 of Josh Carver. You see the 43 of James Morgan still out to about a 4/10 of a second gap in front of that 3 of Josh Carver. Patrick Ginter on a spirited drive right now, up 16 spots in that 3rd spot. So that Wolfpack 38 doing a good job moving himself up into that 3rd spot. Austin Rhodes sitting in 4th. And then you see right here, Clayton Kincart battling with that 51. The 51 looks like he is going to go get around that 77. No, it looks like 77 got to drive out, but it might get tight there. Whoa! That was a risky move there from that 77. But hey, if you've got the room to make it, make it.
Kincart throwing it all on the table right now. He's sitting in 5th place. He is rolling. He's trying to get up there and work with his teammates. He's got Patrick Ginter about 6/10 out in front of him. And look at that, the shadow assignment, 51 of Bradley Wilson to the inside lane.
Whoa, Bradley Wilson getting a little loose there. You see him getting a little checked up. Might have hit those bumps that we were talking about. You see that 12 of Austin Rhodes having to get really checked up there. That 9 of Colin Forster going to take that inside lane on that 12 machine. Whoa, the 9 tucking up to that 12. Whoa, almost all over that door. So going to the Facebook chat, see Bradley Wilson said, iRacing is a joke, going 37 into 40. Got a 15-second hold while having a 10-second lead. Wow, yeah, man, sorry. You know, that sucks, man. Sorry about that, Bradley. And then I see Dan Gallant saying, you'll get it back. Let's go, Bradley Wilson, Lee Morgan, and Joshua Abbey, Clayton Kincart. So, like I said, Dan, good to have you in the Facebook chat, man. Is right now, Clayton Kincart looks like he is on a spirited drive right now as well. Up 9 spots, but he's got that 38 to catch right now. But James Morgan still out to a 4/10 gap on that 3 machine. So right now, James Morgan still holding on to that top spot, but it looks like Josh Carver's not letting him go anywhere.
Keeping him in his sights. He's just trying to really go up there and get that track position. He wants to work with this 43, but that dirty air can really, affect those race cars a little bit. But we know these setups kind of tuned up for these drivers and their likings. We'll see maybe if that 3 comes alive a little bit in that later run. As that 43 of James Morgan going to roll it into the bottom lane. As Rylan, I love you. Rylan, I love you.
As Rylan in the YouTube chat saying, yeehaw, boys. Good to have you here, Rylan. It's fun hanging out with you watching the race, man. So appreciate you having us over there. But right now, you see that 43 of James Morgan got out to about an 8/10 gap now. So that 3 machine starting to fall off just a little bit. That 38 machine starting to catch that 3. So Patrick Inter could be putting some pressure on that 38 machine, because right now it looks like he's starting to catch him down to about a 3/10 gap. So that 38 machine is on a really fast run right now. You see Austin Rhodes falling back just a little bit. Clayton Kincart going to go ahead and get around that 12 machine. Going to go ahead and settle up in that 4th spot. Austin Rhodes sitting in 5th. And you see right behind him that 9 machine of Colin Forster, and then Casey Collenbach right behind him. So that 9 and that 84 hanging on to that 6th and 7th spot. Your Truck Series champion Jimmy Green sitting in that 8th spot, falling back 4 spots, so having a little bit of issues here, but hey, he's not out of this just yet. We've still got 19 laps to go here. Matthew Fitz in that 2 Sparkle Unicorn machine up in 9th spot, and then Robbie Bice in that 28, who you saw spin early on in the race, currently sitting in that 10th spot. So I say that William Brown in 48 just got around him, so now that 48 of William Brown going to assume the 10th spot. The 28 of Robbie Bice is going to move back to that 11th spot, and he is currently your last person on the lead lap. Brian Seaborn is the lucky dog. You see the 68 of Stan Mayberry diving down to the inside. Oh, Josh Abbey said, I see where he said something to Dan Gallant, and Josh Abbey said, I'm dead, but thanks. Yeah, Josh, that was a little confusing there. Saw all that happen, was like, don't really know what happened, but hey, I'm not the one out there on the track, so.
Thanks, Josh, man. You were running good tonight. Like you had a car under you that was very capable of winning the race, and just unfortunate, man. What's a man supposed to do when he's logging his brakes down at the top of the track? These things are a mystery, but hey, unfortunate for you, Josh, and we know you'll be ready for us next week, man. Big drive in from the 38.
Next week, it will be the Bristol Motor Speedway, so that's going to be an interesting race. We're going to go from short track to short track. Look at that, the 3 machine of Josh Carver. He had almost a second gap between him and that 43 machine, and now look at this. Josh Carver is only 3/10 back, and look behind him, the 38 of Patrick Inter, also about 3/10 back from him. So right now, we're about to have a battle here with 15 laps to go for that first position.
43 still out there in the lead, but that 3 of Josh Carver clawing back, man. Really driving hard where he knows he needs to. That 38 of Patrick Inter also doing a very well job to keep himself up in the mix of things in that 811 dig machine as you ride on board with that Ginter machine. You see those guys in front of him right there is starting to slowly pull away, as it looks like Ginter didn't get the greatest of drive out of 3 and 4. 5/10 now the gap to Carver, as it looks like right in front of that Carver machine is James Morgan, as he is sitting in that first place, doing an excellent job still. Those Chandler's Time Racing guys really just want to go out here and put another win on the board for the team, and James Morgan wants to be that guy to do it here tonight at Iowa.
Whoa, look at this. William Brown making a really spirited charge around that 23 of Jimmy Green. So he is on a charge right now, that 48 machine is.
Board for the team, and James Morgan wants to be that guy to do it here tonight at Iowa.
Whoa, look at this. William. As right now,
Chris, this time it's going to be the 43 getting the 10 lap to go signal from the flagman. He's going to have the 3 of Josh Carver, the 38 of Patrick Ginter. And Chris, I got to say, if I'm that 3 and that 38, I'm probably about to put everything out on the line. You want to go up here, you want to win a race. And Josh Carver, that 38 of Patrick Ginter, 2 of those guys I know right now would damn sure love to have that race victory. That 43 of James Morgan, though, wants to continue those Chandler Shine Racing ways of winning, and he wants to mark his name here as the victor at Iowa. James Morgan, I want to say this would be his first win of the season. I want to say the highest he's finished is 2nd or 3rd. So Morgan looking to put winning ways into his name and continue a Shannon Shine Racing tradition here in the Full Throttle Cup Series.
Yeah, you see the 3 machine of Josh Carver. Looks like he's fallen back just a little bit. That's opened up the door for the 38 of Patrick Ginter. Looks like he is starting to make a move. It might be a crossover here. It looks like 38 is going to try to take that inside lane, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. 38 going to have to get out of it. As I just saw Rylan say in chat, a little late to watching the race, but you know I couldn't miss this. Hey, buddy, just glad to have you here with us on the YouTube channel, man. As right now, that 38 machine looks like he's falling off just a little bit from that 3 machine. As I say that, he's starting to drive back up. That 38 machine's not letting Josh Carver get too far away from him.
Carver still holding on to the coattails, too, of that 43 of Morgan, Chris, here, as we're going to get 6 to go this next time by.
Whoa,
looks like Ginter just had a big problem.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick Ginter might have come out of the corner a little too low and got a little loose, because it looks like that 38 machine has started to fall back a little bit, but we'll see him maybe claw his way back up. He's got about an 8/10 gap between him and Carver, so we'll see if that 38 machine can make it back up. Right now, Alston Rhodes falling back to about a 3-second gap for your 4th place spot, and then Clayton Kinkart going to round out your 5th spot. But right now, we're going to ride up on board here with these 3 drivers, and see who will see if we'll have a battle for that top spot, as we've got 5 laps to go.
Laps to go here at the Cook's Lawn Care 140. It's going to be that 43 of James Morgan, about 7/10 out ahead of that 3 of Josh Carver, who is trying his everything to get up here. We know both of these drivers, all 3 of these drivers here in the top 3, would love to have that race victory here tonight. They can almost taste it, as that 43 going to hit the strike. 4 to go, as they're slowly taking themselves down, it feels like, for that 43 of James Morgan. But that 3 of Josh Carver, these are going to be the fastest 3 laps of his life.
Yeah, as you see, the 3 machine looks like he's starting to fall off a little bit. Now James Morgan got out to about a 2nd gap from that 3 machine to Josh Carver, excuse me. So looks like maybe having a little trouble in that 3 machine with 3 laps to go. If he's got anything to throw out there, it's going to be now.
Would have to pick up the pace and pick it up in a hurry, but it looks like that's not going to be the case right now. That 43 coming into 2 to go. He'll get the white flag next time by. James Morgan, that 43, going to dive it into turns number 1 and 2 for the 2nd to last time tonight. He is on the penultimate lap of the race. Just got to make it around one more time after this, and that 43 will be crowned the race winner here tonight at the Cook's Lawn Care 140. Pick up his first race win of the season.
Yeah, as we're
White
coming
flag
out of,
is waving for him. James Morgan going to grab the white flag, Chris. Here we go. Last ditch effort for that 38 of Patrick Ginter to try to get around into that 3 of Josh Carver. He's going to pick to the inside, but it doesn't look like he's going to have the momentum. And Chris, if you look up there coming out of turn number 4, James Morgan, he is going to see that checkered flag waving. James Morgan is going to pick up the win.
yeah, spirited run there from that 43 machine. You saw him in that 68 of Stan Mayberry get into a little bit of contact, and then you saw that 43 pay it back just a little bit. You saw him getting into that door, but hey, none of that damage really mattered. You see that 43? He got up there, charged to the field. Now he's got to win.
All right, and as we're going to go ahead and get through your official results here, James Morgan going to pick up the win here tonight at Iowa. It's going to be Josh Carver in a close second, Patrick Ginter in third with Austin Rhodes in fourth. Then it's going to be William Brown in fifth with Matthew Fitz. Sixth, seventh going to go to Robbie Bice with eighth going to Casey Collenbeck. Ninth going to Colin Forrester, and Jimmy Green going to round out your top 10. Clayton Kincart going to finish in 11th with David Salter in 12th. Bryant Seaborn going to finish 13th with Ed Bauer in that 14th spot. Bradley Wilson, after leading every lap of the race until he went down pit road and got that speeding penalty, he is going to finish in that 15th spot. 16th going to go to Dan Mayberry, Chad Hitchcock going to finish 17th with Joshua Abbey finishing 18th. Shane Weldon Sr. 19th. Michael Zuber 20th with Brian Hubel and Brian Chua rounding out your field in that 21st and 22nd position. Looks like we've got our first and second place finishers in the victory circle, just waiting on Ginter if he does elect to do an interview. But we're going to go ahead and bring in that 43 machine, have a word with James Morgan, see what he's got to say about his first win of the season here.
The pits.
Sorry, James, didn't mean to pull you up in the middle of talking, buddy. You got a moment?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you just picked up the win here at Iowa, and James, I got to say, that was an excellent, excellent battle. Early on, it looked like Bradley was going to be the dominant car here, and then I was talking about you, and as soon as I started saying, we haven't really got to see James Morgan in the midseason. It seemed like early on he had a lot of speed, kind of fumbled out a little bit here in the race 12, but I said that in the race, and then all of a sudden, it's like you made that little bit of contact with Mayberry, then y'all raced each other. I heard you do the Jaws theme, and then after that, it was like that light switch flip, man, and that Morgan machine, that 43 car was just on rails. Take us through that, man, because that 43 machine was bad fast tonight. And James, congratulations on the win here tonight at Iowa, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Hopefully I make it through tech because this thing was full of freaking bald eagles tonight. 43 Mopar Dodge Charger was flying, son. I love Iowa. It's my favorite track. And I had some technical problems coming in. I didn't get any practice in besides about 3 laps, and then I had to start from the pits. So I just knew I had to drive my freaking balls off to get up there. And, man, this car was on rails.
We saw that it was hooking up, man. That 43 made up a lot of track position here tonight. 17 spots from where you originally started in 18th. And, James, I got to say, man, it was a well-deserved victory here tonight. I mean, we saw your couple of your teammates have some trouble on pit road there early through the night. You stayed, perfect. You executed well, and I even heard Josh at the end say was waiting for the the mistake or something, and you didn't have it. That 43 machine, you've looked pretty solid all season. Tonight, all the marbles came together. It's good to see that 43 Charger in the victory lane tonight.
Yes, sir. I was waiting for a win, man. I've had some horrible luck and earlier in the season, and then even on my part, just a lot of mistakes. So, been waiting for this. I needed it. Needed it for the confidence.
Confidence sure does rain after that, man. You picked the field off left and right. You made some lean moves. That was some short track racing there. Midway through the race, we saw some good moves, saw some good battles, and all in all, man, like you said, that car was wicked fast tonight, James. I mean, it just seemed like no matter where you were at on the track, that 43 was going to pass you, damage or not. And heck yeah, man, I'm just very excited to say that you picked up that win here at Iowa. And hey, you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you've got for them?
Yeah, so shout out Shenandoah Shine, Martin Sports, everything they do for our community. You can join our Discord at discord.gg/Shenandoah Shine and check out any merch at shenandoahshine.co.
James, well, man, big pleasure to have you up here in the booth after the struggles you've had to deal with this early season. We saw you bad fast in the first race of the season, and it seemed like since then you've had your races, you've had your, like you said, your mistakes, but it all came together here tonight. And on your day, it seems like James or nobody's got anything for that 43 machine. So, James, congratulations, buddy, and heck yeah, we'll be seeing you next week, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. All right, and that was that 43 of James Morgan. Gonna go ahead and bring up Josh Carver. Have a word with that 3 machine. Josh Carver, Chris, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. It is about time we get a word with Carver, man. It has been a minute. Man, I gotta say, you looked good from the start. I mean, you started in 5th. You kind of just, picked up that momentum early. The 3 machine was looking fairly solid, and then towards the end, it seemed like you just flipped that light switch, Carver, and man, you were moving. Take us through those closing stages. We saw a lot of guys make mistakes out there early, and I heard you saying you were waiting for James to make the mistake. He just never did. But Josh, 2nd place here at Iowa. I know that's one of those feelings that it's kind of bittersweet when you got that guy just
Yeah.
or 2 in front of you. But hey, 2nd place, man, good run. How's it feeling tonight, getting the thing back on podium, Josh?
Well, it's good. It's nice to be back on the podium again here in Full Throttle. I tell you, man, I burnt the tires up in the first run. Fell back a little bit. I learned from that. I said, all right, I'm going to save from here on out. And then on that last go right there, I said, if I can just stay within a second to a second and a half, I can run him back down. And I went to go cool the tires down right there, and Patrick closed in on me a little closer, and I got more worried about him than I did James, and James was able to get that little advantage. And like I said, he never made a mistake. So that's all I needed was one mistake, and I was going to try to pounce.
Oh, man, it seemed like he was one of the only guys on that Shannon Shine Racing team tonight that didn't make the mistake. He was running good. That 43 picked up the win. But, Josh, it's one of those things, man. We haven't got to see the Josh Carver speed here that much this season, but it seems like now you're finding it. It's starting to come back to life. We're starting to see the Josh Carver that me and Chris have known to come. So it's good to see. It's good to see the pace pick back up. And, man, you still got to feel great after a night like that. And I know that's got to get the momentum rolling as we go into next week.
Yeah, it really does. We run in another league on Monday nights and Tuesday nights, and I was able to get the win at Daytona on it too. So, and we done Xfinity last night. So that's back-to-back wins or not really wins, but to me it feels like a win because I was just trying to come out of here with a top 10 tonight, and 2nd feels like a win. It sucks to know he was that close. I could almost touch him, but I'm happy with a 2nd. It feels like a win.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Carver, it's just always a pleasure to talk to you, man. I'm so glad that you got back up here on the podium. And, man, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, or anything for the Carver fans, the Rev fans, or the Full Throttle fans, man, go ahead and throw it out there.
Definitely appreciate what everybody does. Appreciate what you and Josh do. It's been awesome that have y'all do what y'all do. Y'all do a great job. We'll give a shout out to my Rev guys, man. Wouldn't be here without them. Me and Jimmy worked hard on this setup, so a lot of time went in. I appreciate my guys.
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you, Carver. We'll be seeing you next week, man, and hopefully we'll be seeing you back on that podium set, maybe back in victory lane here soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
You too. As Carver got us a little bit backwards right there, but it's okay. He knows we both sound alike on Discord, so we're going to go ahead and get that 38 of Patrick Ginter pulled up, have a word with that 3rd place finisher. Patrick Ginter, Chris and Josh from the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, 3rd place finish here. tonight at Iowa. Patrick, it's been a moment since we've talked to you on the podium, and we know it's got to feel a little bittersweet, like we said to Josh. You were right there, able to grab a second almost for a moment, and you were so close to Morgan there at the end. But Patrick, still 16 spots. You started in that 19th position. You finished in third, almost there, picking up the field. It's almost got to feel like a win in the long run, with as well as the car handled in traffic, as well as you managed the race tonight. And it's good to see the momentum come back to that 38. Very excited to see what you got now going forward with this momentum you've built off tonight. But Patrick, take us through what it was like passing all those cars, getting up there into that third position. And really just walk us through those ending stages there, the battle with Carver. We saw you get a little bit tight, maybe something, not sure what went on in that 38 machine, but just take us through those last couple laps battles right there with Carver. And you think you could have had something else for us tonight if it just went your way just a little bit more?
Well, coming through the field was tough, but I figured being patient was going to be the key because everyone was running off the right front tire, and there were guys pitting at 40 laps, 45 laps, and they had no tire left. I could have gone over 50 laps easy, but I would have given up too much track position. But then at the end, I think it just came down to track position. I didn't want to have to race Carver hard and something happened, we both get taken out. So I figured if he's faster, he'll go up there, run James down. But it seemed like the three of us just couldn't get away from each other those last 30 laps. We just stayed in a line and we could run on top of each other. But I think it was just the clean air helped turn better, and we had to slow down and try to avoid running into each other. So clean air probably was the beneficial part of it, but it was a race where I maybe needed a little bit more of an adjustment or setup difference. But third place after running through a field and having 0x is kind of pretty impressive, I guess.
Oh yeah, 0x at a track like Iowa, man. I don't think I've ever walked out of this place with less than a 6 times. So 0 times here in the next gen cars that are super net, Cody Patrick. That's a win right there, man, for me. I mean, third place here tonight, that 38 machine. You haven't necessarily struggled early season. You've had some good pace. You just really haven't had all the marbles kind of come into play. And it seems like that's one of those things here at a track like Iowa, really any of these oval tracks, just you got to have it fall into your lap sometimes. Sometimes it just has to be a little bit of luck on top of the skill. And, it seems like it's starting to fall in. That momentum's starting to pick up in the 38 machine. And I'm excited to see that Patrick Ginter back on the podium. That's a good sight and a good sound right there. So, Patrick, if you've got anything for the Full Throttle fans, anything for the Patrick Ginter fans out there before we let you go, you can go ahead and throw them out there, buddy, and we'll let you get rolling here and get you out of the booth.
You guys for putting on this broadcast, the Wolfpack guys for working hard to figure out setups, what works, and then I'm happy I could give 811 a good representation tonight and come back third with their colors on the car. And going back to last season, I'm doing pretty well at Iowa. I have a third now, and I had a win last time we were here in the previous gen cars. So apparently I'm good at Iowa.
Heck yeah, Patrick. Well, it's always nice to have that one track. Hey, if we go there, I'm going to run good. So Iowa's one of those tracks it seems like you're picking up the speed on. We're excited to see you carry on the rest of the season, though, as we get through some more tracks through the rest of the season. But Patrick, again, congratulations on the third place, man. Congrats on all the success you had tonight, and congrats on the 0 times. I feel like that might be the biggest win here tonight at Iowa. But we'll let you get going here. And again, man, we're excited to see you next week.
Yep, you guys have a good night.
Thank you, buddy. You too as well. All right, and that was Patrick Ginter, your third place finisher. Well, Chris, do you have any final words for the Full Throttle fans before we let them go here tonight?
Yeah, just a big shout out to everybody out there on the Facebook and the YouTube page. We do appreciate everybody that comes out and watches the race. Take your time on your Sunday night to come out here and hang out with us, watch these boys race. But big shout out to the Full Throttle guys, everybody in the background that that does everything. Puts the races together. Stats, everything like that. Y'all know who y'all are. Really big shout out to all those guys. And, just a big congratulations there to James Morgan, Josh Carver, and Patrick Incher for that 1, 2, and 3. And can't wait till next week at Bristol, because that's where it's going to be real fun.
Heck yeah, well, Just got to echo everything Chris has said. Big shout out to NC811 Dig, Cooks, Lawn Care, Major Setup Shops. But other than that, I think this is going to be everything from me and Chris up here in the Full Throttle booth. Just saying a big shout out to the YouTube and Facebook chat. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button, share us out to your friends, send in Messenger, do whatever you want to. Just get the name out there. We need some more Full Throttle fans. Got a lot of drivers out there that would love to you be repping their names. So heck yeah, we'll see you guys next week at Bristol. And other than that, this is going to be Chris and Josh saying good night, and we'll be seeing you next week.